Announced on Sunday with MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Defensive Player of the Year Victor Wembanyama headlining the first team. The three other first-teamers, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Cade Cunningham, all finished with the top 5 in MVP voting. For the second and third team, All-NBA Jaylen Brown led the way, averaging career-high numbers, while Tyrese Maxey led the third team All-NBA. Did the voters get the All-NBA teams right? Wendy, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't really think Jaylen Brown's probably not feeling this way, but I don't really think there was much controversial decisions in this particular group of All-NBA. There was 6 candidates for the 5 spots on the first team. Let's just be honest. There were 6 good candidates. And frankly, it was, if there's any complaint, you could say that the NBA gave a waiver to Luka Doncic and Cade Cunningham so that they, even though they didn't play 65 games, they were allowed to be included. I don't have a problem with that. I put them both on first team, but you know, if something was wronged, it was that Jaylen Brown did play 65 games and those other guys didn't. It came down to Cade Cunningham versus Jaylen Brown for the 5th spot. Cade Cunningham got 60 first-team votes. Jaylen Brown got 44. That's close, but it's not razor thin. That's the only thing. I think the Knicks fans are annoyed that Karl Towns didn't make third team. Jalen Duren was awesome down the stretch of the season, and Chet Holmgren was excellent down the stretch of the season. Today, if the vote was taken, it might be different. But I don't think it was super controversial, to be honest.
Stephen A.
No real controversy. The folks that were there were worthy. I did marvel at the fact that I saw Jaylen Brown on his podcast on Twitch, wherever it was, talking about how he didn't make first team because players, teams, media doesn't like him. Hey, Wendy, I wonder where he heard that before. That's what I've been saying. I mean, he damn near quoted me, for crying out loud. That's all I was saying. I didn't say I felt that way. I just said that's what was being said. And lo and behold, he doesn't make the NBA first team, and he basically quotes me. But that's neither here nor there. He was an MVP candidate. He makes a legitimate argument that he deserved to be first team All-NBA. There was a slight drop-off once Jason Tatum arrived, but also a slight drop-off with Cade Cunningham because he got injured, and he was out for those games, with the lung issue. And so, you can make a legitimate argument about that, but it's kind of hard to argue looking at the teams and looking at where guys were placed, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, nip and tuck, you got to go back and forth. Detroit was the #1 seed. They did win 60 games. Cade Cunningham proved to be a star in the 3 matchups he went against Boston this year. He won 2 of them. They won 2 of them against Boston. So you could take those kind of things into consideration as well. And in Jalen Brunson's case, even though he was an absolute stud, you still looked at him and said, hey, even though you're a stud and all of that, we get that part. The flip side to it, however, is that Detroit was the #1 seed. Boston was the #2 seed. And then out west, even though you look at Luka, who was averaging damn near 40 during the stretch, earlier in the season, he was still great, but he wasn't doing what he was doing when they went on a tear, and then he obviously got injured late in the season and stuff like that. So there's a lot of arguments to be made, but I don't think there's anything controversial here.
That third team stinks. I mean, could you put the third team up again, please? That team is. They should do it after the playoffs almost. I mean, Duren. I know they won 60 games, but really, we're going to put him on a third team. I mean, Jamal Murray. Did we see him against Minnesota when he was awful? Jalen Johnson of the Hawks. I mean, Holmgren. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns.
These guys all had spectacular years, dog.
Oh, come on. Those 5 are the top 15 players in the league. Those 5. If I'm doing a top 15 players, those 5 deserve to be there.
Your point is fair here because there were a number of players who were invalidated because they didn't play 65 games. So you're going to argue that the third team is a little watered down because of it? I would agree with you. They're not 15th. They're not the top 15 players. But none of these guys egregiously is on this team. And none of the votes weren't close. Chet Holmgren was well ahead of anybody else.
Where is Karl Anthony Towns? How is he not on the team?
He didn't make it.
He played 65 games, didn't he?
He didn't make it. These are the notable players that are ineligible for All-NBA. Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Steph Curry. Honestly, it's a good role.
And let me ask you a question. How come Doncic gets a break? I can understand Cunningham had a collapsed lung. That's something. How come Doncic gets a break?
Because he went for the birth of his child.
Is that the reason?
He went to Slovenia for the birth of his child. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Okay, I can't say anything.
Don't give Doggy
You
a
shut
vote
me up
on
for a
this.
second.
Give Doggy a vote on this,
You
clearly.
shut me.
You're welcome. Because since I went off, Shay, in the nation's capital, and I was sweating bullets, looking like I was about to have a stroke on national television because the New York Knicks had lost to the Atlanta Hawks, and I went ballistic talking about you better not lose this series. The Knicks haven't lost a game. They haven't lost a game. So guess what? You understand? I go off and they've won 10 straight. I don't know how y'all looking at it, but I know how I'm looking at it. Maybe I should do it again. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe they lose again, I might do it again. Whatever it takes. Because I knew that Mikal Bridges is better than 7.2 points a game on 44% shooting. And over the last 8 games of this postseason, he's at 19 on 69% shooting and 48 from three-point range. I'm good with that because you're efficient and you're effective. Shooting 68% over the last 10 games, okay? Shooting 71% over the last 3 games against Cleveland. I'm looking at this stuff. I'm like, yeah, give me that, okay? If we give up 4 unprotected first-round picks for you, plus an additional pick, plus a pick to be swapped, I expect you to go out there and play. You don't have to average 30 a night, but you got to at least be what we're seeing him be in these last 10 games, and I'm very proud of what I'm seeing. So Josh Hart was absolutely right coming to the defense of his teammate, as he should. Look at how together they are. Look at how they are playing. It is fabulous to watch. And at the same breath, in the same breath, you haven't won the chip yet. And here's where it comes down to. Why do those picks matter? Wendy, it's not about 19 or 26 or anything like that. It's about the fact that you and various others reported over this summer that the Knicks had a chance to get Giannis. And if you have those assets, you could have had Giannis. You know what erases that? You're absolutely right, Wendy. I don't give a damn about Giannis if the Knicks win the chip. Knicks win the chip, I could care less. Finally, since 1973, a championship is back at the Garden. I'm good, but that's what it takes. They've been to the finals in 99, then 94. They've been to the title in 99, okay? They came up short. They haven't won a title since 1973. I want the chip. Orange and blue skies. It wasn't 99. This is the best opportunity the New York Knicks have had since 1994. It's been 32 years. This is the best. This is not about Dougie. This is not about, oh my goodness, we got to the finals. And then I'm looking at you and the epitaph is already written because there's no way in hell you're going to beat San Antonio or OKC. No, the Knicks got us looking at them going like this. All right, they would be the underdog, but they could pull us off. They might pull us off. This is what I'm talking about. This is the moment we've been waiting for. You close the deal tonight. You go into that finals. You understand what I'm saying? You make sure you scratch, you claw, you fight, and you got a chance to bring the chip back to Madison Square Garden. We good. We good. But that didn't look like it was going to happen at the end of the regular season. It damn sure didn't look like it was going to happen after 3 games against the Atlanta Hawks. I said what I said. I meant every damn syllable that I uttered out of my mouth. You understand? And I do it again if it gives us the results that we've gotten since